you guys are really lucky in that we have the filmmakers here tonight, so I want to bring them out. Please, director Justine Triet, and co-writer, we might as well deal with the song first off. I'm given to understand that the 50 Cent song was not your original choice for what you were going to play in that scene.
Yes. We started with Jolene by Dolly Parton. And unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunately or not, but they didn't want to send us, to sell us, the rights. So we have to change, and we switched it on 50 cents.
Was there...
For me it was too expensive, but in a way not, because they sold it to the band.
Oh,
so it's very not interesting for you, but the financial film.
I mean, to me, that you guys got a lucky break. There's something so beautifully torturous about hearing that song over and over and over again. How it's so cheerful with the drums and stuff that at a certain point you're just like, oh my God, this needs to stop.
Yes, because it is, in a way it's funny, and you know, and there is a big contrast between the music and the situation. Yes, of course.
So I know that you'd worked with Sandra Huller in Civil, right?
Yes.
And you had set out to write something specifically for her. So I'm curious, at what point did you guys decide that you wanted to write what's essentially a courtroom drama for her? And how did writing specifically for her as an actress change where you guys wanted to take the story?
Yes, I think I wanted so badly to work again with her after Sibyl, because she was so involved and so generous, and I think, yes. What I like so much in this movie is she's not seducing anybody, and you know, she's not in the... Sometimes actors are really good, but they did something very sophisticated, and they are in... they want to seduce, they want to be beautiful, they want to, you know, and I think she's not like this. And in the same time, she's, of course, she's ungraspable, we don't know who is she. But in a certain way, she's very, yes, honest, and there is a big paradox in the way she's playing, I think. And yes, she was so involved, you know. Sandra in Germany, she's very famous in the theater, but not so much in movies. And when she worked in movies, she's so generous, because she's so rare. It's not so often that she gives something to... So I think she was really, yes, she prepared a lot the parts, a lot. She learned French, she was totally involved in the project. So, of course, for us, it was so generous to have her. And yes, I think I worked with her with... I was asking for her to be very easy, to play like an innocent, even if we don't know. So she didn't play a duplicitous thing, something, you know, I'm doing this, but I'm very mysterious, and you know, when in many series and TV show, she's not doing the schizophrenic woman, very, you know, cliche in a way. I think she's so, yes, so honest in a way. No? You want to add something, or?
No, the fact that we had her in mind while we were writing, it was one of the bases actually of the project. We were looking for something strong enough for her, and there was no question that she could have the depth and bring this kind of vertigo that we were looking for in this character, and also in the whole process of the movie itself, because she is the lens through which the whole world in this movie is seen after a while, and it's through the eyes of the kid, or perception of the kid, that progressively is forced to see her differently. And if we didn't know who was going to play, it would have been very much theoretical or conceptual.
And I think she's yes, we love her, you know. I think when I showed the movie the first time, I was very surprised because many young women say, okay, I'm with her, you know, and in a way it's special, it's weird because she's not perfect, she's not an angel in the movie, you know. But I think she creates this thing that she's so honest, she's so, you know. Sorry, I'm not the good, I have no many vocabulary in English, so I repeat always the same thing.
Me neither, so it's fine. You keep bringing up Daniel, the boy. How did you find Milo? He's such a wonderful actor in this part, and I know he'd done a few things, I think, on French TV, but not much, right?
Yes, I think it was very funny because, yes, oh yes. Okay, no, he was very involved, very, I don't know how to describe it. It was very, he's like a nerd, you know. So he's very obsessional about very weird things, but he has books always, like, you know, like the cliché of the French poet. And and sometimes, no, he was sometimes like a child, sometimes like he talked like an adult. So he make me a lot of advice. He was like, you know, it was crazy. But yes, in a way it was perfect because he was very nice and perfect in the work. So.
You guys had a long rehearsal period for this, right? I heard like you rehearsed for months.
You mean the
Casting.
of the casting of the rehearsal?
You rehearsed with the actors.
I didn't. No, we didn't do any, no, because I don't like so much to do it. Sometimes we have so many things. The best thing in the rehearsal and not on set, so now I don't do
No,
it.
the casting was very long.
What?
Le processus de choix des acteurs a été très important.
Ah yes, the casting.
No,
You know,
no,
the moment when we choose the actor. No, it's
no,
not about us.
you heard.
Okay, sorry, we lost our translator. So it's
The rehearsal were not that long.
What?
Je suis franco-américaine si vous voulez.
Ah,
No, I understand the question. No, it's okay, it's okay.
No, you know we are very different. I say okay, come, and he said no.
No, I actually understood the question, but I think that what you heard is the casting was long, but not the rehearsal.
That's okay, that must have been what I heard, yes. Can we talk a little bit about...
Okay, change the question.
We can talk about another film.
Okay,
Can we talk about the filming the recording scene
Yeah.
in the middle of the trial? Because those were all like you were doing these all in like one unbroken takes, right? And the decision to actually show the argument, to start with the audio and then move to actually
Yeah.
showing what happened, was there from the beginning?
Yeah, of course. I remember exactly when we was in the first session of writing, and we were just okay. We will tease a sound recording, and so first of all it was just a sound, and after we said okay, maybe we are gonna film it because it's too mean for the spectator to just say okay, just show the song, you know. But yes, I was afraid of that scene, of course, because it's the first time we saw Samuel. So if you don't like him, or I don't know, it's not a question of like, but maybe it's if you don't be interested by him, we failed. So yes, it's the only thing that we didn't do rehearsal, but we did a lot of lecture, you know, of reading, sorry, and to know just what we are going to do with bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when we started, we said, okay, the body is really far away, separate, and at the end very close, you know. And we just talk about, okay, they are eating at the first of all, and after okay. But I think it was very simple thing like this, you know. And after they were so good on set, so it was great. But I think yes, and the other thing was Sandra. I was expected from her maybe sometimes to make some funny things and to go back to serious things to make and go back to funny things. And I think she equates something else, and it's better. I think the way she's doing the scene. She's not cynical. She's really, you know,
she used to say a few days ago, because she was with us, that she understood that in real life, when you're fighting with somebody you're close to, it never happens that both of the people want to fight. There's only one who wants to fight, and the other one who tries to pull it down and make it stop. So the idea was not like a boxing thing. It was, he had something to deal with, and she would
she didn't want to
try
get inside.
Yeah, and that's why she also, at first she's calmer than him, and then at some point something snaps and she's not controllable.
And the main thing was, I told her, okay, even it's very dark and strong and difficult, they still love each other. There is a tiny things, and it's very important. Sinon, if not, I don't care about these people, you know. I don't want to see another cliché scene like this, argument scene. You have a lot in movies, you know. And I think it was very important that it's still something love, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's tiny because they are not very...
But it's such a wonderful scene because for so long your only experience with Samuel is the music.
Yeah.
And him being passive aggressive, and you're like, this guy's kind of a dick. And then you realize as the trial goes on that, you know, she's not exactly an angel either, and then you start to, it's that scene where they're arguing, where you start to kind of realize, like, there are no heroes or villains here.
Exactly. Maybe I saved her at the end, because...
Maybe.
Okay. But it's a huge discussion to have, because, but anyways, a lot of time men win in that kind of scene, so I'm a woman, so I want of course to let her the last word, you know. Okay, but...
I'm not sure she wins at the end.
Was the idea to cut away from the violence at the end of that scene always there as well? Because it's incredibly effective. You don't know what's happening, you just know that something it's just gone very wrong at that moment.
Yeah, it was there from the start.
Yeah, it was our main idea. At the beginning it was okay. There was a violence moment and we don't know who fight who. And all the next, after, it's the analysis of the scene is really difficult for Sandra because she has to explain everything, the fight and everything. But yes, of course, it was. We wanted to put the spectator in the same place than Daniel and the child. Then, yes, okay, we missed something, and we have to. Yeah, we have to find a way to. We have to decide like Daniel, you know. And yes, it was very important, I think, to put you in that situation. I think yes.
And this is something also that the fact that we see almost the whole scene. We shouldn't see it because it's only sound, but we have access to the scene like if it was happening in front of us, and then suddenly we don't see. It makes it stronger. Like if the whole scene was only sound, and then at the end they would fight and we hear the sound, because we wouldn't have seen anything, it would have been less violent and less troubling not to see. And the fact that we are brutally put in the same position as everybody in the room, and especially Daniel, it makes it very cruel, because it's as something has been removed from us at the very last moment.
And you start to fantasize to say, okay.
Yeah, and then
I think
it's almost unbearable not to see.
But when you are making movies, it's an obsession. What is going on with your mind when you see the picture and not the sound, and the opposite, when you hear the sound without the picture? I think it's always, ça double en fait la violence de ce que tu entends.
Yeah, it increases it doubles the violence.
Sorry, my translator favorite.
It doubles the intensity of what you see.
Thank you so much. It doubles the intensity of what you see. Thank you so much.
Yes, your check's in the mail.
But if you want, come here. I'm not like him. I'm not like excuse.
Okay.
But of course, so.
No, please, there are two men here and she's alone. If you come, the balance will be
You know
enough.
what? For that I will come then.
Okay. Wait. What's your name?
Elina.
Elina. Okay.
Enchantée.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Enchantée. Hi.
Thank you so much.
Okay. No, but it's okay. Not just for.
No, you're right here for the end. This is perfect. I've just got a couple more questions. So, I think if somebody were to say, oh, so what's this movie about? It would be very easy to say, well, it's a courtroom drama, or it's a murder mystery. And yet, those two types of stories are being used to tell a story about something else entirely. It's really a story of a marriage and relationships and communication and gender roles and, you know, what happens when people assert themselves in a relationship and what happens. And yet, it's still doing all this through a courtroom drama. So as the two of you are writing this, are you aware of like, what cliches can we use? What cliches can we tweak? What do we not need to use? You know, I don't want to make it that courtroom drama, let's make it this courtroom drama.
Well,
No, go start. It's so long to answer this. No. It's very interesting.
Oh, we have a translator, it's okay.
Non, mais je pense que c'est très intéressant ce que vous dites comme question. Du coup, ok, I authorize myself to speak in French. Non, mais c'est vrai que du coup, c'est une question hyper intéressante. Je pense que précisément quand on a commencé ce film, la première chose qu'on a fait, c'est on a dit on ne veut pas faire ça. En fait, finalement, on a mis de côté tout un tas de films. Et je pense que le film de procès, dans ce que ça est de plus religieux, de plus sentencieux, etc., on l'a mis de côté. Et d'une certaine façon, on savait qu'on voulait faire. C'est très compliqué de le réduire parce que je n'aurais pas de mots pour le dire, mais en fait, on savait qu'on. Ah, sorry.
I don't know what you
This is a very intriguing, amazing question because obviously those are all the questions that we were asking ourselves, and you know, we wanted to not be in a stereotype. So then we asked ourselves, how do we do this?
Thank you so much.
Alors par contre, oui, j'ai pas élaboré sur votre
Non, ça m'a troublé du coup. Sorry, I forgot my idea. Okay, so no, of course, je pense que nous on voulait vraiment, en tout cas, vraiment, pour être très simple, le film très bien ficelé de procès, de genre, avec un twist à la fin, c'était pas notre truc.
So the type of movie where there's a twist at the end, and this was definitely not what we wanted to do.
Voilà. On voulait faire quelque chose de beaucoup plus ressenti, de beaucoup plus homemade, je sais pas comment dire, de moins.
We wanted to do something a lot more thoughtful, a lot more visceral.
Tu veux rajouter quelque chose?
Yeah, I remember that one of the producers, Maria Luciani, was there. Again. Was very much involved in all the creative process from the beginning. At one point, she said it's really interesting because it's like a thriller about a couple fighting in a kitchen, and how the idea. But we didn't think of it that way at first, like conceptually. That's what we're gonna do, but it is like. The genre is a way to bring the audience in a house where people are fighting like you or anybody could fight. But because we create this mystery at one point, very precise moment, where we don't know what's happening, then we're going to be interested in a lot of stuff, including who's going to pick the children from school, and what kind of medicine was he taking, and why was he frustrated, and why was she maybe hard on him or whatever. So that's I think that's what a genre is there for, is to tell a story. There's also I'm very much marked by a reflection by David Cronenberg about The Fly, who says it's basically a movie about a guy who's dying and his girlfriend is watching him die. And it's impossible to tell a story if you don't make it thrilling and exciting, because there's the genre. Because it's too dark, it's too difficult or too painful. So the genre is there for that. You bring people in a place where they can feel excited, and because they think they know the place, so they're like familiar with the place. And then you bring them to some dark and strange and difficult areas, because now that they're in the place, you can go far, you can go deep.
I hope I'm not letting Le Shot out of the bag here, but I'm not sure how many people know that you guys are partners, life partners, and that you have kids together. I'm just curious, this was the first time that you guys had decided to write together, right?
Like this, yes.
No, it was the second time we...
Yes, but not like this. Yes, it was very much together.
Yeah, the first one was civil, but it was very much less work.
And I think it's the last time. But it was very great, but I think it was intense sometimes.
Really, writing this movie as a couple was intense? That
It was very nice. I'm very happy.
seems... Thank you guys both very much. Thank you guys for sticking